Hello, here we are with an unboxing and hands-on with the Honor 3C. Now, to give you a little bit of background as to what the Honor 3C is and where it's come from, probably need to explain it just very briefly. Honor is a new brand that comes under the Huawei company. Now, many of you will have heard of Huawei. They are a massive Chinese manufacturer of mobile phones and associated network technology, and Honor is their new brand, which they're kind of distancing themselves from slightly because it's designed to be a very kind of desirable brand that offers great performance and product at a price point. Now, the Honor 3C is probably the best example in their range of the price points they want to hit. So this is £110 sort of total price inclusive of VAT here in the UK, and this is what you get for your money. So if we open up the box and show you, we get the device itself, which we'll come back to in just a moment. We open this up, we get a warranty card and a quick start guide in a variety of languages. We get a set of 3.5mm in-ear headphones with inline volume microphone there, fairly cheap and basic kind of headphones. We then have a USB to micro USB cable for charging and connecting to a computer. And then, because this is a sample, we've got a 2-pin EU mains adapter with USB port on the end there, and that's rated up to 1 amp for actually charging along with the USB cable. Then we have a user removable 2300 milliamp hour battery. So let's get this set into the device and show you what the 3C is all about. Okay, so I'm going to give you a tour of the device. I'm going to start here under the back cover because this is where we've inserted the battery that is user removable as we suggested, and it's here that you've got dual SIM. So this is micro SIM cards, but you've got dual SIM capability on here, as well as a micro SD card slot supporting cards up to 32 gig in capacity, but we believe it'll actually take larger cards. Then if we pop this back cover on, it is a plastic back cover, which is a bit glossy and shows the fingerprints a little. We can see that we've got a loudspeaker down here at the bottom, and then we've got the rear facing camera. The rear camera is 8 megapixel, and we've got LED flash. We've got a microphone above that. On the bottom of the device, we've got a micro USB port and then another microphone. On the right hand side, we've got the volume up and down key and the power button, and I'm just going to power that on. On the left hand side, there's nothing to speak of, it's completely flush. And then on the top, we've got the 3.5mm headphone jack there for connecting your favourite headphones or the ones that come supplied. So on the front here at the bottom, we've got 3 touch sensitive navigation buttons: back, home and menu, and you may see that screen's a little bit of a fingerprint magnet. It's actually a 5-inch display with a resolution of 1280 by 720, so it's a big old screen on this, and it's got a pixel per inch count of 294, so it's not actually that bad at all. Bear in mind, this device is £110 all in, 2 gig of RAM, 8 gigabytes of internal storage, and you've got a 1.3 gigahertz processor under the hood powering all of this, and the device itself weighs in at 140 grams and is 9.2 millimeters thin. So quite a good spec little device here. Plastic back cover available in grey and white. So it's going to stand the test of time a little bit because it's going to be a bit more resilient to drops and knocks, but it is that fingerprint magnet, as you can kind of see. Now we're just powering on. It is running Android. It's then being customized a little bit by Honor, or Huawei essentially, who sit in the background. You'll be pleased to know, because it's made by the company that it is, you're going to get a lot of cutting edge technology in terms of battery performance and signal reception, so you can be assured of a pretty good user experience. It's Android version 4.2 that is actually on here. So it's not the very, very latest version of Android, but it's certainly functional to say the least. So we're just going to skip through this setup just to get you through to the user interface and show you what it's like. Okay, so do bear in mind this hasn't been properly configured yet, but if you've ever been on an Android device before, you'll see the user interface has been refined slightly. Less Android looking, more Huawei looking, with their nice UI that they've put on the device, with cleaner, sort of more user-friendly icons with bolder colors. You've got the options to choose the themes here to give your device a little bit of a personalized touch. You can press and hold on it to change the transitions and wallpapers. Just give yourself a general sort of different feel. You can pinch on the screen to set your home screens and configure that way. Of course, you can add apps and widgets, and you've got full access to the Play Store. Now, we haven't added a Google account, but of course you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's all possible. In fact, Facebook is pre-installed. You've got Office software installed there as well. If we scroll down from the top here, you'll see that we've got quick access to some of the main kind of shortcuts here, which could be quite useful to you to improve your interaction with it. And of course, we can drop into the full settings menu. It's been customized again a little bit here. We'll cover this in our full review of this device, but because this is a dual SIM device, you'll have the options here. We haven't popped these SIM cards in at the moment to be able to action that, but you'll be able to set up which one is for calls, whether you want it to ask you each time, and generally make your life a little bit easier. And this is great for someone who travels a lot or maybe uses 2 SIM cards. Perhaps you have a local SIM and a home SIM, whatever your setup may be. We've got the camera, the 8 megapixel camera on the back here, of course, to take pictures. Fairly standard sort of camera app setup where you can switch between the front and rear camera. You can change the settings, so we can take video up to a resolution of full HD, which is good to see. And then you've got the options in here to change the resolution on the camera and things like that. Flick to the front facing camera here if you want as well. So it's actually a 5 megapixel camera on the front here, so it's pretty good considering you've got an 8 actually on the back as well. You haven't got a dedicated camera shutter button, but you can go into the settings here and have a look to play around with that if you want. You've got touch to capture and things like that. You've got GPS tagging, preferred save location, and of course you can change whether the flash is on or not, and you've got different shooting modes, but we'll cover all of that in our full review. But that's a quick unboxing and hands-on with the Honor 3C.